In today's video, the topic of discussion will be all about the modern day Lilith. And Lilith appears in many different ways. A lot of you guys are familiar with the baddie aesthetic. A lot of you guys are familiar with TikTok lingo and TikTok ideology. And there's a lot of, Liliths on the prowl when it comes to that app. And even in everyday scenarios, in everyday situations, you can find a Lilith in close proximity to you. It could be your own mother, it could be your own sister, it can be your best friend, it could be a coworker. Lilith is the energy of an entity that is demonic, and no one is excused from this behavior. Now, it does apply to women, unfortunately. She is the other woman, okay? And Lilith operates from a very low vibration. Now, with that being said, you can see Lilith appear through the women who wear these potato sack hair lace wigs. They're always talking about, like, oh, my lace is no lace, my lace is all skin, when you can clearly see that they have a screen door on their forehead, and they walk around wearing exaggerated hair weaves. And I'm not talking about, natural hair weaves or natural extensions, those typical beauty enhancements that women find joy and pride in. I'm not talking about that. I am talking about the exaggerated hair weaves that you obviously can tell it's for attention and it's very distracting. And these are the type of women who wear weave all the way down to their ankles, regardless of the quality. It's like they want to be seen, they want to be noticed. And that can come from maybe, they're trying to take the attention off of their face, they're trying to take the attention off of their body features, and the weave, the long hair weaves, is very distracting. Another thing that you can catch a modern day Lilith woman wearing is long eyelashes. Very long eyelashes. The type of eyelashes that look like this, yeah. The eyelashes that look like there's feathers on that woman's eyes. You know what I mean? It just looks very distracting. It's not appealing. It's kind of taking away from their beauty, because if you look at the photos of these women who wear these long eyelash extensions, the extreme long voluminous ones, you know what I mean? Like, they look like feather dusters. These are very distracting. Even from the photos that these women take, you see like a shadow under their eye. It just takes away from the beauty. Another thing that you can catch a modern day Lilith woman wearing is extremely tight clothing with the lack of modesty. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I'm no one walking around here like acting like women need to be modest, or that's just the desirable look that everyone is aiming for. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that women walk around wearing these super tight clothing to where you can tell it's not even their right size. Like, they will purposefully wear a size small or a size extra small just to show off their curves, or just to have a little bit of extra baby fat hanging out, or whatever look that they're going for. And it also is unfair to people who actually fit those clothes and they can't even go to the store and get their own clothing size, because you have promiscuous women who want to be seen. All of the fun girls, they want to throw on these items, and they're taking away from a person who actually needs that size. You know what I mean? And so that's why it's just backwards. Like, you see so many skinny girls, they can't even find their own size. They can't even go into the store and get their own correct size of clothing, because you have these overly plump, overweight, these women who are like a cheeseburger away from being overweight. There's like no competition there, but they're competing with skinny women and they're taking all of their fashions. That is a modern day Lilith woman. Also, these women love to wear anything exaggerated. So think of the fingernails, okay? And I know it's very popular for women to go to the nail salon and keep up with their nail appointments and get their nails painted and everything. But these women will take it to the extreme and they will have these long, long, long nails that are just very demonic looking, very scary looking. Like their nails look like they can take your eye out. Their nails look like they literally can like drill holes in the wall with their fingernails. Like that's how long that their nails are. And these women will like bedazzle them up with a bunch of jewels, a bunch of random sayings like, oh, TGIF or F my baby dad. They will have weird sayings on their nails, like different mantras, like maybe they're strippers, so they have a bunch of money signs all over their hands. And it is very demonic. It's low vibrational. It does not add to the beauty of these type of women. It really does take away from the beauty. That is something that you can see with the modern day Lilith. Also, these women love to cake their faces on like drag queens. Okay? A typical woman who is secure with herself and knows what works for her, she's not in the club trying to be noticed by wearing a pound of makeup. You know what I mean? A little stretches a long way. A little stretches a long way, and sometimes less is more. You know what I mean? Less is more. And these women, they have to pound their face with a bunch of powder, a bunch of foundation, overline the lips, over exaggerate the eyelashes and the eyebrows. And it's like they want to be noticed in the club. And the trend continues. And it's even gotten way worse. I even have a cousin like this. You know what I mean? Like she is a Lilith modern day woman. And there's a plethora of women out there who are like possessed by the spirit of Lilith. These women, they have to be noticed, and when they do, it's not even feminine, it's not cute. It's like they look like trannies, okay? They look like transgender women. My cousin, I remember we were talking and she told me like she's gotten that type of response from a guy before who was like seeking out her. He literally was seeking her out because he thought that she was a tranny. And I'm telling you guys, if you're listening to this and you're a girl, or maybe you're a guy, you have a homegirl who appears this way, you can help her out by trying to persuade her to take the more natural route, persuade her to take the less is more approach, because wearing all of that makeup makes you look like a tranny. It really does. And it's not doing you any favors at all, especially if you're trying to be courted by a man, you're trying to go out there and seek the male gaze. I'm telling you, you're scaring them away, and you're going to seek a man who is possibly not even into women. The energy of Lilith is very present in modern day times, especially with the current vibration of this generation and like all over the world. But more specifically with the current generation, you can tell that Lilith has possessed so many young women out here and young teenage girls. And another thing that is just very telling about a woman being possessed by the energy of Lilith is like her mindset. You know what I'm saying? So these women can be very extremely liberated when it comes to the idea of parenthood, when it comes to the idea of femininity, and even with their own morals. So these women are overly liberated. You cannot change their mind. They're very stubborn. You can't tell them, hey, you need to slow down drinking. You can't do this. And in their head, they're like, oh, I can keep up with the best of them. I can keep up with the guys. A woman is like, oh, well, I could wear what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a guy can walk around without his shirt on, I could walk around without my shirt on. That's the mindset of a bunch of these Lilith possessed women out here. And so I'm just telling you guys to steer clear, especially if you're looking for someone who's like stable, who's sane, who's rational, a little modest, a little realistic. Stay away from these Lilith possessed prone individuals out here, okay? Because they're not going to do anything but try to change you and corrupt you to be on the same wavelength that they're on. okay? And it's very, very scary. And so if you guys have noticed this energy amongst, you know, a close relative of yours, a friend, um, if you're a guy and maybe you're like seeking out a woman and you're noticing this type of behavior, you're noticing this, you know, type of energy, please run. Please run. Okay? Don't even try to stick around and try to see if this person is willing to change, because I'm telling you that they're not. And they're only going to change unless they want to change, and they have to do that inner work. They have to look inside themselves, because everyone can already tell from the outside appearance that they're corrupted and that their spirit has been possessed by Lilith. So, like, if you want to deal with that and you want to be touched by a demon and be embraced by a demon, you go right ahead. But I'm telling you guys, stay away, because Lilith causes more destruction than she does good. She's not going to try to recorrect your life and try to build and create a very strong, healthy bond with you. No. She's going to deplete your pockets. She's going to corrupt your mindset. She's going to change your outlook on the world. And it's going to be all for the worse, not the better. So that's all that I had to say in this video. And if you enjoyed my commentary, please add to the discussion, you know, comment down below your thoughts and opinions as well. Make sure that what you have to say is of substance and other people can, you know, be able to pick it apart and unpack it in a healthy way, okay? And stay tuned for more videos in the future, and I will see you guys in my next video.